Alright folks, so next up on our list is the background process template. This is a very interesting and very useful type of process that we are going to check right now. Before we jump to the UiPath Studio and take a look on that, let's check the official documentation. This page describes what is the background process and shows you the basics of it, how to start, how to create one process. Essentially, the background process, it is a type of automation that you can run on the background. That's why the name. That means you can run this automation on the background, and in parallel, you can keep working on your tasks in that computer. Or you can have this background automation running while you have a foreground automation running. Because just remember, you can have only one foreground automation at a time. You cannot have two. It's not possible. They will not run. If you start two foreground automations in the same computer, one of them will be sent to the queue, so it will wait until the next one is done, so then it will resume working. That doesn't apply to the background process. You can have this foreground automation running. In the meantime, you can have 1, 2, 3, even more background processes running. Okay, so now let's jump to my UiPath Studio and we can create our first background process from there. From your UiPath Studio, you're going to move towards the right-hand side. Besides new front template, you have some options here, and the background process should show up for you. If not, go to more templates and then search from there, and I'm sure that you are going to find. We're going to give it a name. We're going to give a description and hit the create. All right, so now that it is loaded and ready to go, I want to quickly show you the biggest difference between this template and the regular project that you have. First off, the dependencies inside of your project. Please notice that the UI activities is no longer here. That package doesn't apply for this template. Instead, you have the web API activities. This is very important because we are going to use in this very example. And also, when you go to the project settings, you can see that the start in background property is set to yes. Please make sure that you disable the modern design experience if it was enabled. All right, so then we can hit OK, and let's move on to our automation. For this example, we are going to use an activity called HTTP request, and we can find that in our app integration. HTTP request, and then in this activity here, I'm going to need that URL that I just copied from my website. I will paste it here, and I can have a preview of my URL, clicking on the preview button. This is what is inside of my file, very simple and straightforward. I will hit OK. And then once we have the activity in place, we need to set an output, and it is going to be response output. I'm going to create a variable, and it's going to be HTTP result, which is a string, and I will write a line. Let's give it a run. And let's see the output. This is a text file. So that's about it. This is what our automation is supposed to do. Of course, your automations are going to be much more than only 2 activities, but just to give you a starting point on how to work with background processes. I already developed a lot of them, and I just love this kind of project. So that's about it. If you had any issues with your project, you can download my version of this automation and then check what I have done and do the same. Now let's move to the next topic of our list.